Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I am Gebo the Shaman, and today we are talking about isolation. And so before I get into my talk about isolation and things like that, go ahead and check out my website down here, gebotheshaman.com. You can see everything that I have to offer. You can see I have a new book on Vedic Astrology, Tantric Secrets of Vedic Astrology, and things like that. So yeah. Alright, so go check all that stuff out. Alright, so I recently ran across a video from some, random person on YouTube, and really struck a chord with me. And I always know, like, when I have strong reactions to things, I have to make a video about them. Whenever I get triggered, or whenever I have like a strong opinion against something or for something, I will make a video on it, So anyway, this woman was talking about, and I don't even know who her channel is or whatever. Not even gonna go there. But essentially, she was talking about how isolation is spiritual. How, your family, your friends, nobody gets you, so you just need to isolate yourself, and that's, that's spiritual. And the title of the video was something about how isolation prepares you for ascension or spirituality or something like that. And I'm just like, no. Because in my experience, guys, spirituality, ascension, having a divine connection being the operative word, that is the opposite of isolation. So when we are spiritually evolving, when we're growing, we seek that spiritual connection. It is a connection. It is the opposite of isolation. So there's that. So let's talk about isolation for a while. For a minute. Isolation. I know a lot about isolation. Why? Because I am isolated. Pretty much. I mean, I have visual impairments. I don't work. I just stay in my house all day and make videos. However, I do have a lot of friends, good friends, and I do have a lot of connections. I do have, there's a lot of connection that I'm making with people, with spiritual teachers, with people, with mentors, gurus, things like that. So that's the opposite of isolation. So essentially, this woman was saying that, like, you need to learn how to be alone. You need to be by yourself because other people don't get you. She was spiritualizing isolation. She was saying, those stupid people over there, they don't get you. Your friends, your family, they don't get you. So this is why you need to isolate yourself. And that has been something that I have resonated with in the past, is like, oh, nobody gets me, so I'll just stay by myself. And part of that was because my family was, didn't like an emotional vulnerability. It wasn't a safe place for me emotionally. My family was, just very, do what you're supposed to do and just get on with it. It's not caring at all, kind of just unemotional, just So that made me pull away from them. So essentially, I naturally tend to isolate myself because I don't feel safe around others. I don't feel safe around my family. And so, but now I'm still not putting myself around my family, and it doesn't have to do with isolation. It has to do with my own personal comfort and boundaries and safety. It's not, oh, I have to isolate myself because they're unsafe. No. It's, it's my own boundaries. So essentially, what I wanted to say is like, isolation is not a good thing, guys. It is not a good thing. When you are isolated, you trap yourself into a box where the only thing you have is your own deluded thinking. And I can say this for myself. I have deluded thinking. I have, wrong, inaccurate, unfactual, incorrect thoughts and beliefs about myself that create a paradigm where if I'm just stuck in my thoughts all day, if I'm just stuck with myself, isolated, with nobody to bounce things off of or open up to, or be open and vulnerable and with, that's a very scary place for me. That's a very unhealthy place for me. So isolation, so there's a difference between isolation and boundaries, like I said. Certain people are not safe for me to be around, so I'm not around them as much. Okay, that's a boundary. But when we say isolation, you're saying cutting off the whole world. And believe it or not, guys, there's a ton of people in the world who are emotionally safe to be around, to express your feelings, to open up to, and to just like have that emotional vulnerability with. This is why support groups are so important. I have a support group, or a 12-step group, and I've talked about that in the past. I have a personal, group, like a group of 5 guys that I talk to on a weekly basis, and I have meetings that I go to vent and open up about my feelings. And the thing about these social connections, this emotional vulnerability with other people, is that the more that you spill your guts emotionally, the more people say, oh yeah, I can totally resonate with that. I know where you're coming from. And so when you hear other people doing that and you say, oh yeah, I can resonate with that, and then you do it, it's building a human connection. It's building that connection. Knowing that whatever the hell you're going through, whatever the hell you're thinking, whatever it is that's going on with you emotionally, you're not alone. That's the big thing about these groups, is like, you're not alone. It shows you, it teaches you that, there are things that make you unique, But there's also, you're totally not alone when it comes to the depth and breadth of your feelings. Everybody has them, and so isolation is not the answer to just trying to remain safe. Isolation is not it. So essentially, another thing is let me gather my thoughts. So yeah, she kind of conflated like isolation with spirituality. And yes, there are monks who go meditate on a mountaintop and have that experience. However, they are not even isolated. They are with their brothers, the fellow monks who are on the same pursuit. So they have that, that same connection. But guys, isolation, or it's like, I feel like isolation is spiritual de-evolution, devolving spiritually, because when we can communicate openly with others about and be vulnerable about our feelings and things like that, the more that we can be honest with ourselves about them and kind of get a fact check, okay, your brain is telling you this, but the reality is this. You get that from connection as well. And then when we're talking about spiritual connection, it's there are beings in the universe, countless, millions, billions of beings of, light beings, spiritual beings. There are, numerous, and so they are all, in that same experience with you. They are just waiting for you to reach out and connect with them. Because, essentially they are they're conscious beings that want to have a connection with us. They want to help us and aid us in our spiritual journey. So so when we kind of spiritualize isolation, it's essentially like saying, no, I don't need anyone else. I got this on my own. And the truth is, you don't got this on your own. There's a quote or a saying. It's like, addiction is the opposite of connection. Meaning that, your own deluded thinking will take you in a bad path. But when you are in connection, when you are being connected with others, when you're vulnerable with others, you can maintain that, just like a fact check, a good perspective of the world, because the more time that you spend with yourself, the more myopic you are, the more instead of viewing yourself as a bigger part of humanity, your view of yourself gets shrunken down to little old me, and you know, is like very self-centered, very, you know, you know, why doesn't the world revolve around me and things like that, and it's just not beneficial, not helpful. But anyway, guys, connection is where we can, you know, is what allows us to spiritually grow, spiritually evolve. That connection, that human connection, that common human connection where, you know, everyone has their own feelings, and I mean, this is what's so great about, you know, support groups and 12-step groups, is because, you know, when you first come into them, you might feel really awkward, but it's like once you get to know people, it's like, oh yeah, hey, you know, and you develop that human connection. So yeah, it's really interesting. So let's see, anything else? I think I'm good there. So alright, guys, so I'll go ahead and end it there. As you can see on the screen, I do have my website down here, gebotheshaman.com. I am the best astrologer. One of the best, I like to say, or at least that's what I'm aspiring to be. I do have my book, my new book, Tantric, Secrets of Vedic Astrology. You can get that on Amazon and Kindle. You can get a paperback version or a Kindle version. So the link is below to check that out. Anyway, then we have our Qigong courses. I have Cosmic Qigong and I have Cosmic Qigong and the Self-Transformation Challenge. So I have Qigong courses and a course that combines Qigong with yoga, and it also combines what's it called? Meditation and the heart energy, the, you know, energy of the heart center. So then we have Astrology certification course. So essentially I created a astrology certification course for all for everyone who wants to be an astrologer but just doesn't know how to do that or how to go about that. So yeah, so it's a really easy course, really simple. I give you the materials that you'll need. I give you the, you know, the PDFs, the templates, the everything. So it comes with a lot of information, and it is a self-paced video course that you can take anytime at your own leisure. And not only that, guys, when you purchase my astrology certification course, you will get your very own website. You know, you'll get your own website, and you will, you know, you'll have your own PayPal button, so you can start making money as a Vedic astrologer as soon as you pass the test. So alright, and then we have the astrology readings. So essentially I'm a Vedic astrologer. I do Vedic astrology readings. So if you're interested in getting a reading from me, then you can go to my website, gebotheshaman.com. And then we have birth time rectification. So that's also something that I do. It is a process. It is a long process, and it's something that you know, just takes me quite a while to do. However, I do it with accuracy and thoroughness. I do it, you know, to the best of my ability. So I'm actually one of the few astrologers that can get your birth time down to the span of 1 minute, because essentially I work on the chart until it's, you know, complete. It's until it's accurate to within the span of a minute, and that takes a lot of doing. So then we have the rune readings. So essentially, if you want to understand what's going on with you in the present moment or with your near future, then you can check out my rune readings. Those are 9 world rune readings, and they encompass all the 9 dimensions of human existence and everything like that. So yeah, then we have the career coaching and life coaching. So if you're interested in that, you can check that out at my website, gebotheshaman.com, as well as the emotional awareness course, also called the trauma healing course. That is available on my Patreon site. I should really make it available as like a one-time purchase. Because, anyway. And then we have the distance energy healing. So, that is a 1-hour session with me. It is done by it's a distance healing session. So, essentially, you'll be in meditation while I do my shamanic healing for you. So yeah, anyway, that's about it from me, guys. So appreciate you all, and go check out my book on Amazon. It's Tantric Secrets of Vedic Astrology. And so you can also go to my website, gebotheshaman.com. Like, subscribe, and do the thing, all that good stuff, and we will talk to you next time. Peace.